The word vegan or veganism is often used when we hear about plant-based burgers, soy milk, etc. But veganism isn't just a diet, it's far deeper than that. Let's look at its meaning. Veganism is a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as is possible and practicable all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose, and by extension promotes the development and use of animal-free alternatives for the benefit of animals, humans, and the environment. In dietary terms, it denotes the practice of dispensing with all products derived wholly or partly from animals. Meaning, vegans are willing to stop consuming animal products in order to not partake in the exploitation of animals. But aren't animals happy on farms? To understand this, let's look at the meat industry and their practices. In the meat industry, animals are selectively bred to produce far more flesh than they would naturally and to grow much faster. These animals cannot be healthy in these bodies. They are given a lot of antibiotics just to keep them alive. They are also killed at a fraction of their lifespan. Take chickens for example. A normal chicken can live for 12 to 15 years. But the chickens on these farms, who are selectively bred, are killed at around 6 weeks old. That's 1/100th of their natural lifespan. Pigs can live for 15 to 20 years. In the industry, they are killed at around 6 months old. Goats can live for 12 years. And in the industry, they are killed at 4 months old. And this trend continues for every farmed animal. And since meat has such a high demand, animals can't be kept in open pastures, so they are kept in factory farms, places where these animals are confined in small containment cages. The only difference between free range and caged is that the animals are no longer in tiny cages, but in a shed in the thousands. Then they are put in trucks to slaughterhouses. This is the first time they feel sunlight in their life. These places aren't controlled by someone evil, but by the choices of ignorant people. The adverts aren't showing the truth, but making us more comfortable for what we're doing. But should we really feel comfortable for what we're doing? You might think, okay, then just stopping meat consumption is enough, right? And eggs are infertile, so they won't hatch anyway. And don't cows give us milk? Let's see what these industries do. In the dairy industry, cows are selectively bred to produce far more milk than they naturally would. And since a cow makes milk for her calf, like all mammals, they separate her baby so we can sell the milk instead. If the calf is male, then he is of no use to the industry as he can't produce milk. So male calves are sent to slaughter at a few weeks old for leather, are raised for meat and killed at 2 years old. They are treated like products, a disposable item, and are killed very soon after birth. But considering what will happen to the females, this is maybe better. The female cows are also made pregnant every year so we can get a continuous milk supply. And when they no longer can produce milk at a profitable rate, they are sent to be killed at 5 to 6 years old. Not to mention being kept in factory farm conditions, beaten to be milked, etc. In the egg industry, hens are selectively bred to produce far more eggs than they naturally would. The red jungle fowl, the ancestor of the domestic chicken before we domesticated them, lay around 10 to 12 eggs every year. The egg industry are bred to lay an egg almost every day. This puts a huge toll on their bodies, making their bones weak and causing them to lose a ton of essential vitamins. Just like in the dairy industry, male chicks are of no use because they can't lay eggs, so they are thrown into a blender alive. They can't be raised for meat because they don't grow as quickly or as large. After about 1.5 years, these hens can no longer produce eggs because they are exhausted. So they too are killed for meat. These animals are kept in horrible conditions and kept in huge prisons, not because of any wrong on their part, but simply because of the body they were born into. Billions of animals raised and killed, forests cut, oceans destroyed, greenhouse gas emissions pushed further, just because people are addicted to the taste of flesh of these animals. So, after learning what kind of cruelty all these industries do, going vegan can be easy these days. There are a ton of alternatives. The decision is up to you. You can either choose to pay for these industries and support what they do with your money, or you can reject this system and choose not to pay for cruelty beyond words. Abuse we wouldn't wish on the worst villains in history, but pay to be done on innocent animals who did nothing wrong but try to survive.
And I honestly believe that the vast majority of people who consume animals and their byproducts are not doing so out of malice or inherent evil, but out of ignorance of the truth.
My goal is simple. All I want to do is reconnect people with animals. Awaken some emotions and some feelings and some logic that has been buried and suppressed intentionally by our society.
If you're told the lie enough times, it becomes part of your reality. And if enough people are taught that lie, well, now it becomes part of the culture. And if that culture then passes that misinformation along to the next generation, well, now it becomes tradition. And what we have to remember is that just because we have a tradition doesn't mean it's morally acceptable.
So the difference between someone that finds veganism easy and someone that finds veganism hard is the person that finds it easy is thinking about the victim. The person that finds it hard is thinking about themselves.
One person does make a difference. And together, we are changing the world.